Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's do an art journal page. I've pulled some supplies. I don't know what I really want to do, but we're going to play and we're going to see where it morphs to. So right now I've pulled out just two pastel kind of colors, mineral and heather. This is a light gray, this is a light purple. I have the new Dina Wakley Paints in a raspberry mineral, which is the same light gray, mustard, and Malacheti. I'm probably saying that wrong. I have my Tacky One Jai Gel Medium because I feel like the last layer will be a little bit of a foiling moment because you know I loved it. I pulled the stencil out. I just recently hauled it. I have my journal with it's gessoed, and then that's ink that came through from the other side ready to go, but this page we can use. I've hauled these two, so all of this was in like the recent haul video. The alphabet stamps, and then these lovely birds. Maybe we could put some birds in her hair. We're gonna play. I'm kind of feeling like I do want to use this as like the focal image is where I'm at so far, and maybe leaving the outskirts of it to be done with the foiling, so that this has to be the last step. So we have to work on a background, we have to work on some background, and then maybe like a title that we can cut out. Maybe put a bird in her hair too, and then use these in the background for something. I also have this one too, but I'm feeling like this whole like leafy botanical nature bird and this whimsy girl head to do something. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. This is sometimes where you start, is just at a standstill of I know I want to play, but I don't know what I want to do, but we are going to play and do something. So that's the thing. I'm kind of feeling like, okay, I have to start off light with the background, which is why I kind of pulled these if I want to do other stuff with layers of paint and layer it up. You know what I mean? So that is probably where we shall start. So let's get started. This layout turned out so fun, okay? And I will admit that when you're doing art journaling and you're playing with products, there's going to be times where you question how it looks and where it's going. But just trust the process. You're playing with your products, you're getting to know how they react with each other. And like, for instance, when you were using Dina Wakley gloss sprays or acrylic sprays, and when they kind of get in contact with each other, they call it like a nebula effect, where it kind of starts looking like a galaxy, starry, cloudy bloom that forms, and that's just how the product works. So like the base color that I have here for the background, it's like a pastel. Always start off lighter, or if you're bright and bold too, do that, but do what's fun for you. The next step I'm taking is, so once I get like paint on the background, no matter what color you're using, I then go in with some stenciling. So this way, this is the stencil. It also came with mask. I do believe I used both of them. So at first I'm taking mineral, which is the lighter gray color in the Dina Wakley line. However, when I'm doing this first branch and I take it off the page, it doesn't have as much of a contrast like I liked. So then I went into my collection and I do have elephant, which is the darker gray tone. So first I did mineral across some pages, and then I just went in over it. See, like he took it off and I was like, it like blends in. So I take a moment and go get elephant, and elephant shows up a little bit more. And either way, again, you're just playing with your products right now. You're seeing how they worked. I thought I wanted the lighter one, but the lighter one didn't really have that much contrast against the background. So I wanted more of a contrast. And even elephant was a little bit, subtle as well. But like I said, for where I was going, this is all that I need. So usually after this step, say, I didn't do it in this particular one, but I would go in after this too, just as a tip, like with any of like your stamping. Ones that are more like texture, or we call them like mark making ones, that would have been a good time after this paint dries to go in with some of your stamping. Whether it's, like I said, hashtag marks, or like just circles, or I always call them mark making, that are just like scribbles and random things. Those always work well, in essence, to kind of layer up your background. So if you have a layer of background paint, you have a layer of stencils, and then you have a layer of stamping, that starts giving you that depth in your art journaling pages. So in this instance, I didn't do any stamping, which is fine. Like, it's all playing with your and what you like. But you know, in other ones, you've probably seen me go ahead with some stamping. So I'm taking the stencil from the Jane Davenport. It's through Studio Light, I want to say. I did haul this from Cherry on Top. The stencil in particular is called Lace Face. And I'm going in with peacock paint with a dauber. So keep in mind, because I learned from this too. So I did a dauber. Dauber is great if the openings on the stencil were a little bit bigger. What I mean by that is that this was a very detailed stencil, like lace, a doily in fact. And this dauber did not get into all of the grooves as good of an application as it could have been, which is when on reveal, when you see it, it's very faint. You see, it's very faint, even though that, and me looking at it, I was like, oh, what happened? What happened? So these are the ones where I know, I think it's in Dina's line, it might be a Tim Holtz line, where they have those little, like, almost like kabuki brushes that are flat, all together with the brush length, and you kind of like swirl those into those grooves. That would have been a better way to probably go about it, and I will try the stencil again with that particular brush because I think it would have done a better application. So in order to have the girl pop a little bit more, I am using like a beige colored paint. I cannot know this. I took like an expensive craft paint. I don't think this one was a Dina Wakley one, and what worked out fine too anyway, actually, in not taking a Dina one, because Dina, if you know, are heavy body paints. It is going to be very opaque, and if you see that craft paint as the girl's skin tone, it's very almost like sheer, so you can see this the stenciling I did behind it kind of peeking through, which I actually really like that effect. So just keep that in mind. You know, $1 bottle of craft paint will give you some effects that, you know, your other, say, more expensive paints like your Dina Wakley Heavy Body won't give you. So I have plenty of craft paint, you know, dollar ones, 50-cent ones from Walmart, you know, Apple Barrel, or what's the other one? Americano, I think, is the other brand. Get those too, okay? Add those to your collection. So right here at this point, I think I was already thinking about going back. Yes, because I remember I wanted to play with the Tacky One Dry gel. So I knew that having the base layer of peacock for that girl stencil was going to be fun, because I knew that was the area I was going to foil. But I needed a title before I do all that, because that foiling is the last step. Keep that in mind. If you wanted to do anything with foiling, it has to be your last step. So do everything else that you need to do. So here I am stamping with archival ink, archival so that it doesn't react with any product I put on it, even though at this point I think I was sort of done. And previous that I did not mention while we were talking is that you saw me go in with the other growing stencil and mask, and I used the blushing paint from Dina Wakley. So that's how you see the pinky corally color with the gray. That was there too. And so then I stamped out Be Bold. That is the Dina Wakley, I think they call them block stamps. It's a good step. I've used it quite a few times. It's a good one. So here I am. I knew this is my last step. Let me go in now with the Tacky One Dry gel medium from the Crafter's Workshop. You know I love this. I have like an obsession with this and the other one, which is the hot foil one. I'm foiling everything when I can. So I lift it up. Now, if you remember from my other videos, or if you don't, if you're new to this product, it applies white like modeling paste, and it dries clear. So I'm showing you when it's clear, that's when it's tacky and ready for foil. So I'm taking this rainbow foil. I think I did cut the piece in half. Yeah, see, I was measuring it so I don't like waste all of it. And I have just the right amount to use. Once you apply it with the foil side up, you have to varnish it into the areas. This is me just taking my bone folder in this example. I think a brayer would work. I've used a credit card, or, you know, like just a gift card that I keep at my desk. That would have worked as well. And you see I'm just kind of lifting it up and making sure it's getting stuck. And then I'm going around at any other areas or bits that didn't get the first application with this in that way. And you'll feel it, like when you go around, you'll see me kind of touching it and seeing where it's kind of sticky and tacky because it needs foil. And when it's not sticky anymore, that's when you know you're done. So that you'll see my finger kind of constantly checking to see if it's sticky or not. That is me just seeing if I need any other areas of foil. And you guys, this turned out so fantastic. Like, I need to foil something on everything. I will say, keep a piece of wax paper between your pages, because since doing this, it did get sort of stuck when it was closed, and now I have wax paper sitting between it. But other than that, I mean, this just turned out fantastic and just so colorful and great. You guys, can you see all that? It turned out so good. So good. And even though it's a little bit messy here, it's so good. And then the stickles, I added the stickles off camera. I was doing it while that was drying. So I put a little bit of grapefruit there, and then silver. Is it close by still? Where's my silver? Did I put it back? I probably put it back. Yes, silver and grapefruit. We're here. And that's a striking piece. Shut up. I love this stuff. Oh my gosh. All right. I will leave as much as I can linked down below for all of these supplies. Turned out so good. Thank you so much for joining me. I will foil everything for the rest of my life. Thank you so much for joining me. I will leave everything linked from a cherry on top down below. You need foil in your life. You need foil in your life. That turned out so good. I'm very happy with this. This is very pretty. All right, everyone. Thank you. I've been saying thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe if you are new to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up. As always, I appreciate it. Bye.